Hello, this is Matthew Kreklau, and welcome to episode 3 of Fatting Around with Matthew Kreklau. Please like, comment, subscribe, and take the time to listen to the music on this channel. And today we're going to get right into the main news of the day. As I predicted on the inaugural episode 2 days ago, Alec Murdaugh has been found guilty in the South Carolina double murder case. So, there appears to be a little video. So before I go in depth with a little article, why don't we get a little bit into it? This video, courtesy of CBS News. Let's get it going. Let's start from the beginning here.
Docket number 2022-GS-15-00593, Carolina, County of Colleton, in the Court of General Sessions, the July term of 2022. State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for murder, SC Code 16-3-0010, CDR Code 0116. Verdict, guilty, signed by the forelady, date 3/2/23.
Ooh, wow.
Docket number 2022-GS-15-00595. The state of...
He looks pretty... Yeah, you expect to be a little sad by that.
South Carolina, County of Colleton, Court of General Sessions, July term 2022. The state versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. SC Code -16-23-0490. CDR Code 0549. Verdict, guilty. Signed by the foreperson of the jury. Date 3/2/23. Docket number 2022-GS-15-00594. The State of South Carolina, County of Colleton, Court of General Sessions, July term 2022. The State versus Richard Alexander Murdaugh, defendant. Indictment for possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. SC Code 16-23-0490. CDR Code 0549. Verdict, guilty. Signed by the foreperson of the jury, 3/2/23.
Thank you. Madam Forelady and members of the jury, if that is a verdict of each and every juror, please let it be known by raising your right hands. All right, thank you. Any individual polling requested? Madam Clerk, you will need to individually poll the jury according to their juror numbers.
Number 193. Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still your verdict?
Yes.
Juror 254. Is this your verdict?
I mean, that's pretty rough. You have to
Is
go
it still your
through
verdict?
Yes.
each and every
Juror 326.
juror. Wow.
Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Is it still
Well, we are
I didn't know
following this
they did it this
breaking
way.
news out of South Carolina.
I don't know if this is
Alec
just a South
Murdaugh
Carolina
guilty
thing,
on all four
or if this
counts
is standard.
of murdering
But
his son, Paul Murdaugh, who was 22 years
wow.
old, and his wife, Maggie, who was 52 years old.
My goodness.
Let's bring in Nikki Batiste, that has been covering this trial since the beginning, and it's at the courthouse in Walterboro, South Carolina. Nikki, boy, this jury did not take long to deliberate and find
Wow.
him guilty.
Let's get a little bit more on this. I'm going to skip the article because the video is a little long and we move on to the next thing.
Everyone started running to the courtroom when we heard there was a verdict. After just 3 hours of deliberations,
There were 5 women and 7 men on this jury. I've been watching Alec Murdaugh as the verdict has been read, and he's had virtually no reaction at all. He looked down at the ground a little bit. I'm also watching his surviving son,
I'm guessing it was a
Buster
mostly
Murdaugh,
white jury,
who
maybe with a
testified
couple
for the defense. He
Mexican
also
or
was
black
just looking
people at the
straight
stand
ahead.
jury.
This was a case
I'm
that
not
the
sure on that,
prosecution reiterated over and over again that Alec Murdaugh is a liar. He lied about whether or not he was near the crime scene just before the murders, and then he said on the stand that he'd lied for a decade about financial crimes. He lied about an opioid addiction to his friends and his family.
Yeah,
the prosecution also created a timeline of his day on the day of the murders from cell phone evidence, and you could see that he was there at the crime scene.
Him saying on video he killed his son with a cute photo of a dog with him. That wasn't. There was a lot of going against him.
Nikki Batiste, thank you so much. Let's bring in CBS News legal analyst Jessica Levinson, who has been following this trial gavel to gavel. And Jessica, so good to have you. You probably followed it a lot closer than I did, but my understanding, there was no murder weapon, there were no witnesses, so the defense tried to create reasonable doubts.
No murder,
but
that is
what
kind
about
of
his testimony on the stand? Did that hurt him?
I think it absolutely did. And I think what we saw is the fact that he took the stand meant that the defense knew that they had to throw a Hail Mary pass. They knew they were losing. He took the stand, and I think what was really deadly to him is something that Nikki just zeroed in on, which is they just didn't believe him. He, on the stand, had to admit that he had lied for 20 months about not being at the murder scene. He had to admit that only after witness located him at the murder scene right before the murders. And I think that was just the death knell for him, because he lost all credibility in front of the jury. And let's also remember, this is a jury that heard about his purported financial
I think the judge
crimes.
is still live reading the sentence as they're talking about it,
Then they saw him as a liar
but
as well.
one thing I did read, because I think we're going to move on to the next thing, he got sentenced to 30 years to life.
National attention. There
I don't think death penalty
there are
involved in any way.
streaming specials already on this because of what this family, the prominence of this family in South Carolina.
I think the streaming special they're obviously going to mention is the 48 hours next week, because it is a CBS News program, so they're probably obviously going to promote
No, Alec Murdaugh
so blah, blah,
has been
blah.
charged in a few financial
This
crimes,
podcast is not a free ad for 48 hours, but yes, interesting that he is guilty. I think it's kind of like, but it would have been more interesting if he was not guilty, obviously, but it would have been so odd. It would have raised a whole question about the justice system that we really don't need right now anyway. So I'm glad he's gone. So next, let's move on to something way more lighthearted, but it's also more doomsday in a way of, I don't know. I don't even know where to begin. So maybe we should play the video on this one too, just because we know the video is going to be good, juicy on this one. House Ethics Committee opens investigation into Representative George Santos. Yeah, so I'm thinking, let me see here. So the subcommittee jurisdiction to determine whether Representative Santos may have engaged in lawful activity with respect to his 2022 congressional campaign, failed to properly disclose required information on statements filed with the House, violated federal conduct. So there's a committee into... so it's a new committee into George Santos. I think this is like a super short article, actually. This is mainly just a video clip. So let me see if there's any... mainly just to, so Representative David Joyce, a Republican from Ohio, will chair the investigation. It's pretty much all they're saying about it. Just that it's happening. That's in process. Okay, yeah, it's opening, it's starting. So let's see, gonna go in a little bit into this video already I got in progress here. It's a minute long, so I'll put a little bit back, get the audio on it, and watch a little bit about it for a minute, and move on to the next thing that we're talking about today. I'm Fattin around with Matthew Kreklau.
His 2022 congressional campaign and failed to disclose required information on statements filed with the House of Representatives. New York Democrat Dan Goldman filed one of those complaints.
All of his lies about his background, his education, his employment history, his religion, that doesn't violate any laws as it stands right now. So our ethics complaint really focused on the specific laws that we thought he may have violated.
The panel is also looking at whether Santos violated federal conflict of interest laws and engaged in potential sexual misconduct towards a volunteer staffer in his congressional office.
Okay, so that's new. I obviously have never heard about that.
Comes as CBS News exclusively learned that Santos was questioned by the U.S.
Not heard
Secret
about any
Service
sexual
in
assault
2017
claims
about
at all
an
against him.
ATM
So this is new
skimming
to me.
operation and forced to hand over his cell phone.
Quite crazy if it's true. Obviously, but
pleaded guilty to stealing ATM numbers in Seattle and sending them to Brazil.
What? I didn't even
Santos
catch that.
was never charged, but in a court hearing, he's heard allegedly lying about his work history.
So what do you do for work?
And Nora, for his part, Santos said
And I'm
that
guessing
he will
he's
fully
never even
comply
been
with
near
this
the
ethics
office.
committee investigation.
Which I'm sure
We'll have no
they've
further
already
comment
looked
at this
up.
time, but there's also federal and local investigations into his campaign finances at the same time.
It was my Uncle Sax.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so, yep, nothing much more into that other than, I guess part of it, the sexual assault angle I was not expecting, and that was also not, it was interestingly not brought up at all in the article. There was a read more section, so that was probably brought up in the read more section.
Wear and tear on your entire body.
Blah,
So you can devote.
Okay. So, okay. Get on into the next thing. Okay. See here. Yeah, this is definitely where we're moving next. This is interesting. I'm also gonna. I haven't gotten into this article yet, but I'm sure they're not gonna bring it up in this. But I'm gonna talk a little bit about those clown sightings from a couple years ago, and I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of parallels kind of with this before I've even read it. So I'm gonna get into that. Just give me a second. I gotta pull my beautiful face right back up. But as I do that, it's a nice, glorious opportunity for you to like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends.
The prices blow my mind.
It's just a great opportunity to do that. So please take it. While you still have the chance. This one's gonna run a little longer, guys. I'm thinking closer to 25 minutes, maybe. So you're gonna get almost double the amount of content in the episode, lengthwise, and maybe 50% or so more articles. So if you guys like that, let me know in the comments. So, as of course you were asking the question, here's your answer. Yes. Scream 6 marketing is behind the creepy ghost face sightings causing scares across the U.S. Now, this is funny because the first thing that actually came to mind wasn't even creepy clown stuff for me. It was actually another viral marketing campaign just exactly a year ago about where they had this people smiling at the baseball games, having the shirts on, throwing that movie Smile. No, that was really effective because it got everybody talking about it. But that wasn't really. I don't think it was. This is really loaded wording from Variety, but of course that's what they're good at is the headline, right? So, is behind the creepy ghostface sightings causing scares across the U.S. So is there actually people genuinely? Well, okay, like it says here, like Dimension Films. So is that New Line Cinema? Whoever owns that, these people would have to have some experience, like who are they getting to be in these costumes? Like, if they're actually genuinely scaring people, is it just that the people are complete pussies? Or is it that the people are like, would it be like, okay, if it's anybody, you're like, okay, wait, this person's actually being really creepy. So I wonder, what is the angle on this article? Just like I read it. If you saw a knife-wielding mass murderer looking around your town, okay, if they had actual knives, I'm sure it wasn't, and I'm sure it will probably, but it probably will not even clarify that, but I'm sure it was a prop knife. But it's all part of the marketing campaign to promote the upcoming Scream 6. In the weeks leading up to its release on March 10th, so we're still in that time, the franchise's notorious slasher Ghostface has been spotted in various U.S. cities, including Sonoma, the stand-in for the franchise's fictional town of Woodsboro, New Orleans, and St. Louis. Given the state of the world and these demonic clown sightings in 2016, I did not read this article beforehand, by the way. So that's interesting. I had a feeling they were going to bring it up. It's hardly surprising that the random presence of a costume killer has reported 911 calls. Okay. So it's from people just honestly not... Well, yeah, if you just see it... Okay, Paramount Pictures has declined to comment. So they're just actually thinking it's people causing mischief and not thinking it's for promotion. Which honestly, like... The people got a bit of scary surprise when a person wearing a Scream costume stood motionless. See, I wonder, is that one promotion for the film, or is this actually starting to become a trend now, too? So that's what I'm kind of wondering, that as well. But yeah, like, the part I was going to say about the creepy clown stuff was, I was wondering, not a lot of people bring up about, I think, 10% of it, that creepy clown stuff had to be promotional stuff for American Horror Story. I don't think people bring that up much, but that was around the exact time of the height of Freak Show just ending, about clown stuff being reintroduced in that season 7. So it makes a lot of sense that stuff would be done as promotion, and I feel like that's not brought up as much. I feel like a lot of, so like, I think like literally 10% of all that clown stuff could be literally, I guarantee, was just promotional stuff for American Horror Story, but people literally interpreted it as, because I think 40, a lot of that stuff was kind of creepy, but I don't really want to get into it more than that. But so Ghostface's official Twitter account is joining the fun by responding. CNN, Paramount pulled a similar stunt with Smile, which I also brought up. So I guess I'll play the Twitter video so I can show a visual representation of that Smile thing. Yeah, that so that's a little 10, more fun at least. But
to 9 tonight.
Yeah, see, that's
the victory. Reese Hoskins homered and drove in.
That obviously, if you were watching, I think the station we get like Rally or something. Like if you're just watching like or Bali or whatever for baseball, if you're just watching baseball and that's coming up, you're like, huh. So that very interesting campaign. They're a little more lighthearted than maybe like, yeah, if you're not living in Los Angeles, like you probably wouldn't expect, or like Times Square, you're not expecting to see a masked person, but I don't know. I feel like maybe a little bit of the pussy factor might play in here too. I don't know. But yeah, there's not much to that. Was there even a video to this article? There might not even been. I don't think there was. But yeah, so, but that was definitely worth a look at nonetheless. So on to the next thing. On Fattin' Around with Matthew Kreklau, episode 3. Let's get on to a callback from episode 1. I'm not going to get into any East Palestine stuff, at least until I'm thinking an episode like at least Tuesday or Wednesday next week, because I just want to wait for some more stuff to come out about it. But the Grease train disaster, I'm all for talking a little bit about that. So the death toll rises to 57. I think the highest it got 2 days ago was 36. So that's as anger boils in Grease. That's the thing. So this one, let's see if I can get a video going. Even if it's just like a little flash, the terrible CNN flash videos, I'll even take a look at it. Let's see. Hopefully it's just an actual clip from a CNN show. That'd be best, but who knows? That's right, because you never know. You might get like the...
What's it like to hear from the people actually living the headlines?
Oh, gosh.
I'm Audie Cornish.
It might just be funny to make fun of the CNN ad.
The trending stories. I've got a lot of questions.
That's not what it's a black version of the Serial Lady.
The death toll
I
from
don't
the
know.
horrific.
What else to say about that? Oh somehow I okay. I didn't even click anything, so that adds it just. That ad
train collision in Greece has now climbed to 43. Authorities say the tragedy was mainly due to human error, leading to an explosion of grief and anger.
So this is from Newsroom. So
Scuffles broke out in Athens, where the passengers' ill-fated journey began, with police firing tear gas at protesters gathered outside the Hellenic train headquarters. A search effort and investigation are underway near the city of Larissa, where a freight train and passenger train traveling on the same track collided. Meanwhile, the Greek transportation minister has resigned, and authorities have arrested the Larissa train station manager. I want to bring in CNN's Eleni Giokos now. She joins us live from Dubai. So, Eleni, what is the latest on this deadly and tragic train disaster?
This morning, firefighters are on the ground and they're working through the first two carriages. And we've seen the images of completely destroyed metal because of the fire that erupted, that reached temperatures of 1,300 degrees Celsius. They're also trying to lift up the third carriage. And the fear is that there are more bodies in those three carriages. And as you say, repercussions already. The transport minister resigning, saying that even though they've put in major effort to upgrade the railway system, clearly it was not sufficient to avert this kind of disaster. The station master of Larissa was arrested. State media now reporting that he admitted to his mistake, the Prime Minister saying that it was because of human error. So things are coming together in terms of the investigation.
Well, I was a little short, so I'll see if I can find a little bit more on it. Demonstrators poured into the streets after that on collision between a passenger train carrying more than 350. And as I said, 150 went to the hospital. And now, I don't know, I'm assuming probably anywhere from 10 to 30 maybe are still in the hospital. That's just my guess. It doesn't say. It's my estimate. And then 30 so of those who are critically injured have now been added to the death toll. It's like 57 now. So there's that. Let's see here. Some quotes from people. We jumped 3 to 4 meters. So that's interesting. Probably to survive. That's terrible. Pain has turned into anger. Greece has a weak record of railroad passenger safety. They also notoriously been having a really bad economy, so I think it's just kind of par for the course. It's too bad. Well, of course, adults across the world. Yep. Oh my goodness. Look at these stupid freaking doctor says slimming down after 60. Why would that be? I don't know why it assumes I'm 60, but interesting. Okay. Well. Good old Murdaugh. What the heck? What is this? Brickfest Live? Okay. It's just such a silly Lego image. What the heck? These CNN pages are weird. Okay. Whoa. Just a second. That is cute. It was worth everything. Okay, so it's a little palate cleanse there. Next, LAPD officers. Oh, here's the meat of the show. Here's why this episode is. I'm not even gonna check how long it is right now. Legit, it might be running really, really long, but that's okay. Okay. Wow. But this is I'm just getting ready because this is what the episode is. This is what the episode's about today. This is the title card. LAPD should stop handling many. Oh, yeah. Should stop handling many non-emergency calls, police union says. So this is from Los Angeles Times. So basically, the Los Angeles Police Department is suggesting that basically they don't have enough resources that a lot of the things that you would think police officers would have to go to, they're not going to be coming to anymore. And some things on this list are so unbelievable that I had, like, this had to be what the episode's about. So get ready while I find this list. So, some of these are literally almost unfeasible to not think the police should come to. So here's some of these things listed are largely the purview of the Department of Transportation. So let me just find, eventually it's trying to get you to really read this whole friggin' thing. It's got to have the list somewhere in here. If not, I'll just legit find it somehow. It's got to have some kind of... You would assume the list would be in here. I don't know why. You'd think that would just be super... That would be in there. But it's the main part of the episode, so I'm just going to pull it up real fast live. So bear with me. Here's another opportunity to tell you guys, just like, comment, subscribe. Let me just search this up real quick, because it's so silly, some of the stuff on this. It's worth it, trust me. So list of what LAPD will soon not respond to, and then that should definitely pop up something. Okay, guys. That's a good take. And please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you're liking the episode. And I'm just going to find this list. And this will just be the list, so you can just comment straight on that. So it'll be worth it. Okay. Okay. So it's these specific 28 things. So this better just freaking have a list format. Oh my goodness. This better. But then this was legit clickbait. Okay. So a number of sworn LAPD officers is 9,000. Now let's get this list. Here we go. Here's the list. So let's honestly, I'm gonna move my video here because to see the list. And so let's just comment on some of this. Oh my amicria, I do not care. So among the other calls, the union thinks should be handled by someone other than an LAPD officer. This is saying things that do not call us, the police, for this. So, and we'll play a game of should the police be called on this? Number one. Non-criminal or non-violent homeless and quality of life related calls. So basically now, if a homeless person is not committing a crime, you cannot call the police on them. So that one, I don't really have a response. That's a little iffy. Let's go on to the next one. Cleanup of encampments used by unhoused people, unless officers are requested or that basically means that the homeless will be able to just encamp wherever they want. So then, well, I guess they're trying. I guess, well, that might make a little bit of sense if they actually do have someone to help solve that problem. But I digress on that. But nonviolent juvenile disturbance or juveniles beyond parent control calls. Example, youngster won't go to school. Okay. Interesting. But trust me, it's gonna get way, just watch. Nonviolent calls for service at city parks. Okay. I didn't know you would even call the police for that. So I guess, you know what, that one? I'll give them that one. Under the influence calls. Alcohol or drugs where there is no other crime in progress. Now that's interesting. So then you could just shoot up heroin. Yes, there's a homeless guy shooting up heroin walking down my street. That cannot be a call anymore, which, if that's someone that you love and you that was your only way to get them the help they needed was to call the police that day because they didn't want to go to rehab and you thought they could save their life, they're taking that opportunity away. But other than that extreme case, I don't know. But let's see. Verbal disputes involving non-injury traffic collisions. Okay. That's interesting. Landlord-tenant disputes and illegal gambling. So I'm going to see if there's another list, but I think there was some other more stuff. Another thing that I know is suggested, I don't know why it wasn't on this list. Like, see, they have this list, they don't even include the most interesting thing on the list itself. But that's whatever. Is that they're also trying to say, on a list that I saw on another website, was literally dead bodies. That if you saw a dead body, if there wasn't a crime related to it, do not call the police on that. And I thought that's just like post-apocalyptic. Like, so if you just see a dead body, you're not supposed to call the police. I thought that was kind of interesting, but I guess maybe they redacted that. Maybe that's why it's not. Maybe they're trying to scrub that. I don't know, but I did hear that floating around. But